What seemed like a ray of hope to visitors in Canada back then in 2020 during the COVID pandemic that birthed the temporary policy to exempt some visitors in Canada from immigration requirements has finally come to an end. Even though the policy was meant to expire in February 2025, IRCC has called for its end with immediate effect. This is a sad news, and I'm sure that as many that are in this category, whether you're a visitor, you're a student, you have temporary residence permits, you're in this category, I know you're probably confused right now. Let's listen to what our Prime Minister and Minister of Immigration, Mark Miller, has to say about this news. Then we will come back and share our own 1 cent.
We're looking at the various streams to make sure that as we move forward, Canada remains a place that is positive in its support for immigration.
I've heard from my colleagues, counterparts in other provinces. I've heard directly from Canadians about where they see the direction of immigration going. And I think they're asking us to adjust. So the number of options that we'll be looking at, and it's not set in stone.
Well, we've all had it, and I'm sure this is not sitting well. There's a lot that has been said, but this is just a snippet of what the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, has said, and Mark Miller, the Immigration Minister. But there are more than two things that I want to draw from this. One, I see that election is on the way, and of course, Justin Trudeau is trying to get a buy-in to be able to vie for office again. Unfortunately, some people have to pay for it, which is, well, those that have come in as visitors. I'm not exonerating those visitors because, yeah, they came in, there was opportunity for them to apply for work permits, there was exemption for them, and this granted them legal access to stay under that particular policy. But right now, the table is turning and so many people are jittery. But the flip side is that the policy is effective immediately, but I know that there's been so many news, even for us as immigrants that have been here. We've had people challenge us why this government has been bringing in immigrants. Well, some say it to your face like, what are you doing here? Some say it stylishly in a way that it still rubs up on your face like, what are you guys doing here? They don't understand this government. They just keep bringing immigrants into this country. And for them, for lack of a better word, I guess they fear people taking their rights, which they call their jobs, from them. Or they feel that all the things that are entitled to them, immigrants have come to take them. They forget. Canadians, they forget that they need immigrants. In fact, the population of the aged or the aged is growing, and that phase is really going away very, very fast. And that's why those in the office know what they are doing. And immigrants have come to be able to cushion that part of the game. But Canadians are resisting really, really badly. It's unfortunate. And I see that even for those that work in the healthcare sector, they see that 70s, 80s, that are actually winding down. They are really appreciative of the fact that they are immigrants to be able to help, that phase and then begin to contribute to the economy of Canada. If Canadians remain as their population are, I guess this country will probably be facing away really, really fast. Another flip side to this news is that there are really not enough jobs in Canada. The government of Canada needs to do a lot because as much as immigrants are coming in diverse streams, there are not enough jobs to be able to cater for the needs of these immigrants. Most of these immigrants are professionals, well-read, well-studied back in their home country, and they have come to Canada to contribute their own quota. But unfortunately, they are not getting the best of their dreams, their aspirations, and their desires here in Canada. So some people have actually left Canada. Some people are wondering why did they come here. or Canada is a scam, or Canada deceived us. They said these NOCs are available, they come here and there are no jobs. So I guess the government is also trying to make sure that all these things are in place. And then let's talk about housing. Accommodation is still not commensurate to the number of immigrants that are coming in. And that's why the government is also trying to cushion the effect by encouraging people that have bought homes to let out their basements or build their basements and let it out for rent. Immigrants in some provinces are homeless because there are not enough homes. The government, they are actually trying to build more homes, but it is not enough. Should they now reduce immigrants from the temporary work permit holders part of the game? Well, that will probably help, but it's not what those that are in the country want to hear. But the government knows what he's doing. So the government knows what they are doing, but unfortunately some set of people don't appreciate it. And of course, politics. Justin Trudeau is trying to buy into their hearts to be able to get back into office by suspending this policy. But this policy came about during the COVID era when there was, visitors in the country and there was restriction for them moving around or going back to their country. And this policy was meant to at least grant them temporary access to be able to work. When they come as visitor, they apply for work permit to be able to get a job and then be able to work in Canada. Initially, the policy was meant to end in 2021, but it was extended. And now again to 2025. But now there's an abrupt end to this policy, which makes so many people that are in that category very jittery, as some have continued to come to Canada as visitors, hoping that they will be able to transit into work permit and then their PR and then stay, gain their citizenship. There are students that have come here that need that process again to transit. There are those that have come here to work as foreign nationals. There are also people that have temporary work permits that are here. And this has sent jittery to everyone in this category. Another thing about this news is because I know so many people have been used wrongly. The emphasis was also on those that are bad actors that are using the policy to mislead foreign nationals into working in Canada. When there's a policy, there's always people that are looking for loopholes where they can, find a way to be able to circumvent that policy. There are people that are looking for loopholes in those policies. And this applies to every walk of life anyway. So many people have come here in disguise of working. In fact, agents have robbed so many people, moving them to Canada, giving them fake job offers, giving them fake admissions in disguise of Canada is welcoming everybody. This is so sad, and I guess they are also trying to cut that away. I want to see that in good light, in a way that the government of Canada is also trying to save people from losing money or being at risk of all these fake agents that are stealing people's money in disguise of giving them, immigration or making them japa, as we say it, but they're actually not doing anything. The bottom line is we all need to be aware. Like I say to people, all these immigration plans and programs, they are always evolving. We need to be ahead of the game to be able to know what is next and be able to be ready for the ones that open up that will eventually help us journey into our citizenship. It's a journey. It is a journey, and we will all get there. So we shouldn't be discouraged. So this is just to alert us and make us be aware, but not to be discouraged, because there's always new policies that are going to come up. For so many, I know in the past news, there was a news of a lady that was, even after her graduation, they realized that she came in with fake documents, and the search around institutions show that there are a high percentage of students that have come in with fake results or fake certificates or fake this, fake that, to be able to gain admission into universities. And that's one of the things that this government is trying to guard against, from those that have lured international students or visitors wrongly into Canada by dubious means. So, backstory, I've actually said this. So, due to the pandemic, many foreign nationals were found unexpectedly staying here in Canada without the ability to seek employment as visitors. And this situation also affected the range of individuals, those that are temporary workers, those whose work permits had expired, which made it compulsory for them to stay, transit into other status, because, hey, even though they came in as visitors, they can't remain as visitors. So there was so many things that happened at the time. There were loss of jobs, there were health issues. People could not work. So they needed hands. Canada need hands. So they needed people to be able to fill in that gap. And that was why they had this policy established. And it was really a good one, because it helped so many. At least it helped the government. It helped people around Canada to be able to stabilize the economy, because some people were at home taking care of those that are sick. Some people could not work. Some people, Canada lost a number of people due to COVID. And those that were here as visitors were like lifesavers at the time. So the Canada needed them at the time, and that was why that program was established. And of course, don't forget that many visitors around the time, or even right now, that came then, really, they had the skills and the experience that they needed to fill in that gap, where sometimes employers might have previously looked overseas for workers and they're looking for someone to fill in that gap. They are here because COVID has actually made them stay here. So the new policy was just really, it was a lifesaver, because obviously the visitors eventually were able to apply for their work permit. Anyway, this is a wake-up call for those that are in this category to begin to look for other options. And for those that are coming in as visitors, please don't do the mistake. Don't even think that you want to stay. Just look for other means of staying, whether you are trying to apply for other provinces. There are so many other provinces in Canada that are doing really good with immigration. So you want to explore all options that are available. In my past videos, I shared a couple of routes that you'll be able to, like the category-based option that people don't really pay emphasis on. Please go look at that video. See how you can transit in the express entry pool to be able to apply for this route and be able to eventually stay, or at least it's a journey, like I said, into your citizenship, permanent residency, then citizenship. So begin to explore all options. Don't sit still. Don't sit and feel cool. Please keep exploring all these options, because there will be something that would benefit you if you are here. And if you're trying to come in as a visitor, please know that you have to look at options that will make you stay. I don't know how you want to transit as at now because of the end of this policy, but you have to look at immigration routes now. You have to change your strategy. You have to change how you look at immigration. Don't think you want to come in as a student, because this category also affects students. At the end of their school year, they are thinking of how to transit and begin to see how they can stay. So it's a bit cloudy right now. So don't fall into that game so that you don't get into trouble. If you're here already and you have applied for your work permit before August 28, 2024, you will still be considered under the policy, the old policy. So don't fret. Don't fret. This is applying to those that haven't applied. It is sad for those that have been pulling or slowing down when they are meant to run, when they are meant to do the right things. You see how some things can begin to affect your stay in Canada now. So don't take immigration lightly. If you have or fall into situations whereby you need to act quickly, you need to act. Just act immediately. Otherwise, policies will keep unveiling that may make it better or make it worse. So you want to be on the best or the good side of the law. You want to be on the best side so that at least your stay in Canada is guaranteed. Okay, let's end it here so that I don't talk too much. You can read more on the story and see how it applies to you, and share this video to those that you feel are concerned that need to learn more about it so that it can benefit them as well. Please watch my other videos that I've shared, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.